Hey moms, it's Katie here with MOMnation and another Live and Learn. I love doing these things. So if you have not watched a Live and Learn yet, I think we probably have like 100 of them. I don't know. They're on our YouTube. It's something that I like to do once a week or as close as I can get to it. And I am enjoying interviewing our MOMnation members. They all have wonderful skill sets and, different resources that I love to pull from and learn from. So today we have Jen Duncan with Team Evo AZ at eXp Realty.
Hi guys.
And Jen is not going to talk with us about real estate today, are you, Jen?
No.
What are we going to talk about today?
My child. No. Kindergarten, actually, which is a really hot topic.
Yeah, so testing in early. So tell us just like a little bit about what that means and, what age group we're talking here.
So our daughter is born on October 1st. So she's kind of in a weird age. So when you're going into school, the cutoff dates are usually August 31st, generally. But there is an option if you're born between September 1st and December 31st to test in early, which is actually a very hot topic amongst a lot of people. There's varying opinions about it.
A little controversy even, maybe.
Yeah, there is, seriously. But we did it this year, so I have some experience on it about the process and some things that we've come across throughout the first year. And she's almost done. She's only got 6 Mondays left.
Count the Mondays. That's hilarious. So what's the process look like? Take us through even just what you went through personally and kind of why you decided to do this.
So she's been in preschool since she was about 2, actually. We started a 2-day-a-week program back when she was 2 because I needed time to work. So she's about 2.5. We were like, okay, let's just do a quick one. But then as things got busier, which is great in real estate, of course, I needed a more full-time option. So we put her into an in-home preschool daycare thing full-time, and she was there for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Her teacher was amazing. So she taught her so much that she was already reading by the time she was 4. So wow. I was like, how can we keep her another year, like when she knows a lot of the stuff that they teach in kindergarten already?
So you felt she was advanced enough?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we did was, we moved out to where we are now. So we kind of knew we were putting down some roots, knew like where we'd want to send her. So I started researching. I'm like, okay, well, let's see what we can do to see if she can get in early. So I called the district in like January and they were like, well, it's a little early. So they put me on a list. How our district works is in April, they call you to start scheduling the testing. So they do a testing for kids who want to try to get in early. You pay a fee. It was like $35 or something like that. And then you go do the test. It was in June. So it was kind of close to when the school year starts. Mm-hmm. Basically, we showed up. I think they started kind of judging you right when you walk in too.
Oh no, that sounds scary.
I know. And so you go into the library and like the kids are waiting in there. You sit down. They give you like a coloring sheet and stuff. And I think that they kind of observe to see how the kids handle themselves. Like, do they share their crayons? Like, do they listen to directions? What they did was then they took them back with a teacher. And they all kind of lined up. I think that they're kind of watching to see if they can, stay in line, not be crazy.
Right.
Like that. They were observing to see how they separate from the parents too. Because if you can't separate from your parents, then there's no way you're going to make it in kindergarten.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Day, So they went back there. Some of the things that she said that they did were they would have to like draw a circle, write their name inside it, then cut it out and color it. So they're doing like a lot of, fine motor skills. They did a carpet, like circle time where they read and stuff like that to see if they can sit still, like when they're on the carpet. And then They just did a few other things, like kind of just working together and see how they interact with each other. So I guess she did good because she passed. So,
Right?
yeah.
So you come, you go through those things, you leave, and then what does it look like after that?
So they were like, you'll hear in 2 weeks whether you pass or fail. It was like the longest 2 weeks ever. We were checking the mail like every single day. So
I
you get,
remember that.
yeah. So it was actually a week and a half, I think, that they sent it, and we opened up and it said, welcome to kindergarten. We're like, oh my God. But they do a 30-day probationary period when they first start. So it's 30 school days, because at 30 days I was like, hey, is she good? And her teacher, as awesome as she is, she's like, she's got a few more days, just hold on. But they have that 30-day period to decide if it's a good fit or not.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Got you. So you got the letter. Everything was good. She started school that following fall, correct?
did well, kind of in summer. So
Well,
they
that's true. Yeah, we call it fall. I'm from back east, so I call it fall, but it's really
right.
not fall. So did they do anything to prepare you? Did they tell you what to do ahead of time, what they'd be looking for, what they needed, that kind of stuff?
Yes, they did. Some of the things that they need to know, the basics, like most of their letters, the letter sounds, colors, 2D shapes, like circle, square. You don't have to know like the rhombus or like, the 3D stuff. Counting to 20, what is their first and last name? Just kind of basics. That's all you really need to know academically to get in, because her teacher told me that they'll catch them up if they're behind.
Okay.
It's more important, she told me, not academics, surprisingly, but more of can they function in the classroom 7 hours a day, 5 days a week? Can they sit still and stay focused for 5 to 10 minutes at a time? That is something that we did struggle with throughout the year so far. She's just a little kind of scatterbrained, and her teacher said that that will come with time. And if she had waited, it would be not as much of an issue. But she's doing okay. Other things like, can they hold, can they use their scissors properly? Not try to like cut someone, but cut what they're supposed to. Um, can they follow 2 to 3 step directions? Now, one of the things that her teacher told me is that girls tend to use both sides of their brain sooner in life.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a girl, they'll be more likely to be um, better off starting early. For boys, it takes a little bit longer to mature. They'll usually need a couple of reminders, like with those 2 to 3 step directions,
Mm-hmm.
get it done. Whereas girls, they can take the direction and get it done sooner.
So did her teacher discuss that with you, the benefits of perhaps waiting versus testing in depending on the maturity level? Like, did you have that discussion at all?
Kind of. So our district is really cool, where they offer a 3-day, they call it aviator flight school because their mascot's the aviators. But it was 3 days, half days, and it was kind of a prep for kindergarten. So they go, a bunch of kids, they kind of do a mock day of what it'll be like. So she did really well during that. And because she did well with that, I was like, okay, let's give it a shot. Because it is different, like going from in-home preschool to big school.
Oh yeah, totally. Totally. So just to reiterate the steps,
Mm-hmm.
you've got a child of this age, you decide you want to investigate the testing in early process, you
Mm-hmm.
just call the school that you intend to go to, they walk you through it.
Yeah, I would call them, or tour a couple different schools. I kind of knew that I wanted to send her to our public school, so I didn't really. I looked into other options online, but we also they do like a kindergarten roundup kind of thing, like a couple months before the testing. So they
Mm-hmm.
kind of tell you about the program, like what they do. You can get a registration packet and just talk to them and see what they think. So that was kind of cool.
Awesome. All in all, are you glad that you did it?
Yes. So here's a few things that I would caution with. Um, she was 4 years old for the first 2 and couple days of school, 2 months and a couple of days of school. A lot of her friends that she made were turning 6. So being that the cutoff is September, some people, they're waiting for their kids to turn 6, which is smart too. Her teacher said the gift of time is never a bad thing. There's kids that were already 6 and ones that are turning 6. Some things that I've noticed throughout the year too is that, there's kind of a maturity difference. You can tell which ones are the younger ones and which ones are the older ones. She has had a little bit of trouble sitting still, staying on task. I don't know if that'll ever change because she's always been like that. But it's something to pay attention to. She's gone from needs improvement to progressing towards standards. So that's great.
Great.
She's always done everything perfect. But think about it too, like, her friends are already losing their teeth. She hasn't lost any yet.
Right.
When she gets a little bit older, she'll be starting high school in 7th grade in our district. So, she'll be 11 years old when she's going in. So that's a little scary for some parents.
It's a little young.
For the boys,
hi, Coop. Sorry.
Oh, is he back there? Hey, Coop.
I had to say hi.
For the boys too, like if they're younger, they're going to be probably a little smaller than their peers who are the same age. So if you're looking into sports and stuff like that, that might be a little hurdle later on. And they also develop differently, like the age difference is pretty big.
Yeah.
Especially sometimes if you get kids that end up staying back a grade. So you might have a 2-year age gap in the grade. So
right. That makes sense.
She's done fine. She's a social butterfly. Just the staying on task and the impulse is hard for her because her teacher said that she would do like cartwheels on the carpet. And she's like, well, you can't do cartwheels. So
it's hard for a lot of people. I don't blame her.
I know. She's just like, she likes to get the wiggles out and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, if you're at all worried about it, just wait. It can't hurt. But they do have that 30-day period. So if the teacher determines that it's just not the right time, then they can just withdraw and start next year.
Good to know. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so.
I think you covered quite a bit, and that was awesome.
You did. Let me see. Let me look at my notes real quick. No, I think that's about it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here with me today. What a great topic. I know we have tons of moms that are going to be really excited once we drop this because everybody always seems to have the question, especially this time of year, especially if they're first timers, first time parents, that is, this is their first child. So thank you again, Jen. And if I know that you are a wealth of knowledge about a lot of other local information, not only schools, but neighborhoods, and, all of that stuff that is really, really important to homeowners and moms, especially when we're looking to put our roots down. So where can our listeners follow you?
They can find me at Jen Duncan on Facebook. I also have my real estate pages, Jen Duncan Team Evo AZ. There's the Eastmark experience, which this name
all about Eastmark.
All about Eastmark. This is a huge reason why we wanted to move here, is because a lot of our neighbors, they're her classmates too, which is really helpful with her being an only child too. And email jennifer@evoaz.com or 480-707-7554.
Lots of ways. Can we send smoke signals? I think that's about the only thing you left out.
Yeah, smoke signals. You can text me, whatever you want. Show up at the house. Everyone else does.
True, right? Awesome, JD. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.